think that anthropology itself is a discipline that in itself is interdisciplinary, and it brings in from so many other fields, psychology, biology, and I find that it sits at a very special place between the social sciences and the hard sciences. And in terms of, particularly when you're doing some sort of like material analysis, you really have to, incorporate a lot of, chemistry or whatever, or geology to be able to make some inferences. My name is Brian Vallejo. The title of my project is Exploring the Role of Ritual Serving Vessels in Ancient Peru, a ceramic analysis from Huaca Soto, Chincha Valley. So my research is looking at ceramic vessels that are coming out of a ceremonial mound on the south coast of Peru. The mound dates to about the first millennium BCE, and it was in use up through about like 700 CE. And I'm only looking at serving vessels, particularly those that would have been used in a ritual context. And essentially what I'm trying to look at is I want to determine how ritual feasting had an effect for the people who lived in the area, and moreover, through the site's history, how these manifestations of ritual feasting actually changed over time. And what I'm looking at specifically is the rim diameter of these serving vessels and how a change in rim diameter could possibly tell us about changes in ritual feasting. So my field site is a ceremonial mound. It is called Huaca Soto. And it is one amongst actually several dozen ceremonial mounds in this small geographic area. I mostly worked in our field house because there was a field school going on at the time. And so most of my work actually was just focused in the lab, processing ceramics day in and day out as they're coming in from the field. One of the most exciting parts was that even though I was kind of stuck in a lab most of that time, I did have an opportunity to go out to the site and participate in the excavation. So that was really exciting for me just because I actually got to work in the context of, of where the ceramics are coming from. And so that really kind of gave me, it connected me a lot more to the project because I was able to kind of work in it with my hands and just kind of, actually experience what the archaeologists who are excavating were experiencing. For me, the biggest challenge was, getting up to speed on everything that had been written before, in terms of like the area that I'm looking at. And so I found that it was really challenging to be able to come to a point where I had to stop and start writing. So just doing the data analysis in itself was challenging, but now actually looking at that, analyzing it, and getting it down on paper was its own challenge in and of itself. And so at some point I had to just kind of stop myself and say, you've read enough, start writing.